Hello, this is Rusty Williamson, here with another great tutorial. This time we'll be creating this fireball that you see here. We'll be creating it in After Effects without any additional plugins. Alright. So we'll say new project, new composition, 1920 by 1080 is fine, 30 frames per second or whichever you prefer. Make it for 5 seconds. We'll do a new solid. Color is fine, whatever you want. And we'll put in a new effect. Turbulent noise. We'll set the type to dynamic. Up the contrast. About 530 or something, and darken it. Turn down the brightness to about a -37. Then go into transform, scale, and up the scale a bit. About 128 or something. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to alt-click the evolution and enter time times 350. Click away. And we're going to go to the first keyframe and animate the offset turbulence. Go to the end keyframe, put in about 2600. Let's see what we have so far. Okay, we'll add another effect called Unsharp Mask, which sort of brings out the detail in it. And we'll add another effect, Turbulent Displacement. We'll turn down the amount of turbulent displacement to 25 and turn down the size to 50. And we'll click on the evolution, alt-click, and enter time times 350. Click away. Now let's see what we've got. Looking pretty good. Alright. Next thing we need to do is we need to put a mask on. Make sure that your black solid is selected. And let's rename this energy. And then grab your rectangular tool. Draw a mask around the top of it. Like so. Let's turn off the transparency grid. Alright. Then we need to bring up all the mask properties. MM, and we're going to be animating. Let's make sure that we're at the first frame. The mask path, mask feather, and the mask expansion. Bring it to the last keyframe. And select this, and shift select this, and drag these two down to about there. Alright, also going to up the mask expansion a little bit, and the feathering a whole bunch. Something like that. We'll go back to keyframe 1 and up the feathering on this. Alright, let's see what we've got. looking good, looking good. Alright, now what we're going to do is add an adjustment layer, which is Control Alt Y, and in that adjustment layer we're going to add an effect called Polar Coordinates. We're going to set the type of conversion to rectangular to polar and up the interpolation all the way. Let's see what we've got. A thing of beauty. But we have a seam running down right here. So let's take care of that. First, let's rename this adjustment layer Polar Coordinates. Then we'll add another adjustment layer above energy. And call this one Remove Seam. Alright, we'll turn off the polar coordinates, bring it back to maybe there on the timeline. Doesn't really matter. The effect we want to add to remove seam is offset. And then we're going to take this number here and slide it over until the seam reaches the center. The seam, which was on the edge, scoot it over till it's right on the center. Now we're going to take the rectangular mask tool and mask it out. Change type to subtract, and then we must up the feathering, or we'll have more seams we don't want. Way up there, like 65 or something. And that's all we need to do. Now the seams are gone. And that looks pretty good. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to select all these layers and pre-compose them. We call this Fireball Comp. Alright, next thing we need to do is clean it up a little. So we'll hit T for transparency, key it, we'll make sure it's the first frame and then key it, and we'll go down to 0. Then we'll move maybe 10 frames in, bring it up to 100, and we'll come to the end, say right about there, keyframe at 100, transparency, come to the end, and bring it down to 0 again. Then we'll select all of these keyframes and hit F9. Now let's take a look. Alright, looking good. Well, I can't stop it. There we go. Alright. Then we want to add another effect. Turbulent displace. Now let's see what we've got. Looking good. If I can stop this. There. Now, finally we'll add some color. So we'll add another adjustment layer. And I know I said I wasn't going to use any plugins, but this is a free plugin from Video Copilot called Color Vibrance. We'll just bring the color down. You can color with hue and saturation if you don't have this plugin. Alright. And there we go. We have our fireball. You can tweak it. You can go back and reset the parameters and play with it, but it looks pretty good. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, post them. And there's our fireball.